One of the most common misconceptions about ultralight is that it's expensive. But in reality, ultralight isn't any more expensive than traditional backpacking gear. You just have to know where to look. And to prove it, I set out to put together an ultralight loadout that is high quality from well-recognized brands, but still comes in under $850 for everything. This is a high quality and cheap ultralight loadout. Let's check it out. Okay. I've been working on this list for a while, and as I've built it, I've had a few criteria in mind. I wanted it to be high quality, well-respected gear, stuff that I would actually use, nothing cheap just to fit a budget. I wanted to include most of the things that you would need for a full ultralight loadout, with everything coming in under a combined 10 pounds. And most of all, I wanted it to be under $850. Now, for obvious reasons, that last one was the hardest to achieve, and I've had to be resourceful to make it happen. So I'm going to recommend some coupons and discounts, like the 10% off your first purchase at Garage Grown Gear when you sign up for their email list. Garage Grown Gear happens to be the sponsor of this week's video, and if you haven't heard of them, they are an amazing little company that specializes in ultralight backpacking gear, featuring quite a few cottage brands. And a lot of the brands that I'm talking about today you can find on Garage Grown Gear. And like I said, if you sign up for their newsletter, you get 10% off your first purchase. Starting with a pack, I picked the 6 Moon Designs Minimalist version 2. This is a great lightweight pack. It's not the lightest at 2.5 pounds, but it's a feature-rich framed pack that comes in at just $210. Now, the main reason why I picked the Minimalist is because in addition to being light and cheap, it's also a framed pack. Now, if you're just now getting into ultralight, which I assume is the case since you're watching this video, framed packs use some sort of structure like the aluminum stays in the Minimalist to help transfer the weight from the pack to your hips. If you've ever backpacked ever, then chances are that you have used a framed pack. So, if you're just now getting into ultralight, you will appreciate the comfort and familiarity of a framed pack. The Minimalist is not only a great pack, but I don't think you're going to be able to find a cheaper ultralight framed pack than the Minimalist. But if you do know one, please do drop it in the comments so that we can all benefit from your knowledge. If you are interested, I have a full video about this pack that I will link down below. It talks a lot about this unique vest harness that is $25 more expensive, but makes this the most comfortable pack that I have ever worn. Okay, a good quality shelter is the next thing that you're going to need. And for this, I picked the Lanshan 1 Pro because it's the cheapest ultralight tent that I am aware of. Coming in at just $169 and 26.5 ounces, this is a high quality, lightweight, and incredibly affordable tent. Its design is very similar to ultralight tents, 2 and 3 times its price, which gives you the most bang for your buck. But to squeeze out every penny, you will need to pick this up at AliExpress and use their $7 off coupon. Now, if you've never ordered anything off AliExpress, shipping times can take a while, but if you don't mind waiting, you won't find this tent cheaper anywhere else. Now, this is a trekking pole tent, and if you don't have trekking poles, you will need to purchase those, but you can get a cheap set at Walmart for like 20 bucks, but it will add to the final cost of this loadout. And this tent doesn't come seam sealed, which means you're gonna have to do that yourself, so be aware. Next, you're gonna need a good sleep system, and I recommend the Featherstone Moondance 25 Top Quilt. I've had this quilt for a little over a year, and it is an affordable quilt that rivals the quality and features of much more expensive quilts. It weighs in at just 23 ounces, has 850 hydrophobic down, and is ISO comfort rated to 36 degrees Fahrenheit. It has gotten a little more expensive since I first got mine. It's currently costing $209, but if you sign up for Featherstone's email list, you can get a 10% coupon, bringing it down to a pretty amazing $188 US. Pair that with a Climate Static V sleeping pad. This is a nice, lightweight, and comfortable sleeping pad for only $54. This is 2.5 inches thick. It weighs only 19 ounces. Now, this pad is not rated for freezing temperatures, but it makes a really good summer pad. Much better than those thin foam pads you see everyone using. To squeeze just a few more dollars off, use the Garage Grown Gear 10% off discount when you make your first purchase after signing up for their email list. Okay, for your cook set, you're gonna wanna pick up the BRS 3000 titanium stove. This is the lightest canister stove on the market at just 1 ounce. And the best thing about it is it only costs $16. This is cheap, but it works well, and a lot of ultralight backpackers use this as their go-to stove. On top of that, we're going to use the Toaks 550 milliliter titanium pot. This thing weighs only 3.5 ounces and is under $30. Buy it at Garage Grown Gear with 10% off your first purchase and shave just a few more dollars off. I will say the 550 milliliter is adequate for most boil in a bag meals, but if you want just a little bit more wiggle room, you might pay $6 more and get the 650 milliliter pot. Okay, now one of the more important things you're going to need is a good water filter, and I can't recommend anything better than the Platypus Quick Draw water filter. This is the best designed water filter that I have ever used, and it's only $34.95, and it weighs just a mere 3 ounces. Pair it with a couple of smart water bottles and you will be well prepared for just about any hike that you want to go on. Now, if you want to save just a few more dollars, you can buy the Sawyer Mini. This thing is just a mere $20, but it's also so slow that you're gonna wish you'd bought the Quick Draw. So do yourself a favor and buy that one first. Okay, you're also going to need a really good headlamp, and you won't find anything lighter than the Nitecore NU25. This thing weighs less than an ounce. It's rechargeable, it has 360 lumens, and it only costs $36.95. Once again, pick it up at Garage Grown Gear on your first purchase and get that extra 10% off. You're also going to need something for warmth, and the go-to puffy jacket for most backpackers is the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisper. The only problem is that jacket can cost as much as $300. But for a similar jacket that performs just as well and only weighs a few ounces more, pick up the Decathlon 4-Class down jacket. This jacket is super nice. It weighs just 16 ounces. It only costs $80, which is pretty much unheard of for a down jacket. So that will keep you warm, but you're also going to need something to stay dry. And for this, it's going to seem like I'm copping out when I recommend the Frog Togs Ultralight jacket, because this thing feels disposable, and at only $12, it's priced that way too. But this is one of the lightest rain jackets on the market at just 5.8 ounces. And there are tons of ultralight backpackers and long distance thru hikers that use these for weeks and even years with no problems at all. And it's so cheap that if it ever does wear out, you can just replace it. Okay, that's about it for the Loadout, and it's all for under $850, weighing a total of just 8.5 pounds. That's only $100 a pound, which for ultralight is really pretty good. The only other thing not on this list that you're going to want to have with you is a good first aid kit and maybe a knife. I'm not including those because I assume that most people will have those or can at least get access to them, but if you want some guidance, I have some links down in the description along with all the other gear on this list. Oh, and one more thing not on this list, and that's everything that you need to wear when backpacking, but I've got you covered there too. Check out this video right here for some low cost and even free alternatives to expensive backpacking clothing. Be sure to help support this channel by buying through the links in the description, and be sure to go check out Garage Grown Gear, like, subscribe, and do all those other things. And as always, thanks for watching.